Okay, well, thank you so much for joining with us tonight. This is so exciting because this is the first time I've ever done a Google Hangout with my husband involved. This is KO, my husband.
Hey guys, how are you?
He always sees me doing this and locking my office door, but I'm like, hey, let's do this together. This will be fun. And I just want to thank you so much for joining us tonight. I know some of you are a customer right now, or you're someone that's just been thinking about this for a long time. You're like, should I do this? Should I not do this? Or maybe you just were invited today. We just appreciate you so much for taking 25 minutes out of your evening just to listen, and how the Mary Kay opportunity has completely changed our life and our family's life and so many other women's lives. And so basically what's going to happen is you're just going to watch this, and there's a little survey that you're going to fill out at the end, and you're going to go into a drawing for a brush set, for a professional makeup artistry brush set. And again, it's just helping a consultant or director with her goal. We love to share the Mary Kay opportunity, and we love just to get women's opinions of what they thought about this amazing opportunity, because you know, it's changed my life, and I just want to be able to share it with others. And so anyway, the consultants that brought you on tonight, they are going to send you an electronic agreement at the end of this Google Hangout. That way, if you decide, you know what, this is something for me, get me started, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in a little bit. So I just want to share with you my story, and then I want Keo to kind of share his perspective from a male's point of view of, you know, me starting this business, how he thought, what he felt, what he's seen from it, the benefits, and he's just gonna give you some awesome training. He is a very successful entrepreneur in his own right. He's a very successful farmer. He works with my dad, and they run a farm that's been around for over 40 years. And so he just has some really great ideas, and I'm just excited that he could join us tonight. So how did my story begin? Well, I can't believe it, but it's been over 13 years. I started when I was 22 years old. I was a baby, literally out of the University of Florida with my degree in elementary education. My friend Jessica had started this Mary Kay business, and she said, hey, Dacia, you know, I've got to go to this Mary Kay meeting. And so would you mind just coming? And then afterwards we'll go to dinner. And so I was like, oh, Mary Kay, really? Like, I thought of older ladies, big hair, blue eyeshadow. I mean, I knew it was a great company because my mom used the product when I was little, but I just didn't think it was for me. I was gonna be a school teacher like my mom, like my grandmother. I wanted to be able to work from 9 to 3 or 8 to 3, be able to stay at home with my babies. And so, but I thought, why not? So I went to the meeting, and the woman in front of the room running the meeting, she was so positive, and she talked about how the Mary Kay philosophy was putting God first, family second, and career third. And I thought, I had no idea that Mary Kay stood for those type of values. That is everything I've ever wanted for my life. I want to put my faith first. I want to put my family second. I want to put my career third. Let me listen a little bit more to this. She was making over $10,000 a month. She had diamonds in all her fingers. Her daughters were helping her at the meeting, and she was just having fun. And I thought, you know what? I do want the finer things in life, and I know that teaching isn't going to cut it. And so, you know, even if I could just make an extra $300 a week, that'd be awesome. So I literally didn't come in to achieve what I've been able to achieve. I came in just for an extra $300 a week for my Target stop-ins, and just so honestly that my husband couldn't tell me no. You know, I thought as a newlywed, he's going to be like, what did you go buy, or where did you go? And I thought, you know, if I could just have a little extra where, you know, it would just, you know, be nice. And so anyway, literally when I first started, I want you to know that I did have fears. I was completely shy. I had no business experience, and my parents thought I was crazy. They had spent $60,000 on my college education. And so my main goal was to build respect for Mary Kay and for my business. And I thought, well, if I don't give it a try, I'll never ever know. And so I literally only had about 6 to 8 hours a week to start working my business. I was teaching full-time, tutoring after school, and planning a wedding with my high school sweetheart. And so I literally would just sprinkle it in my everyday life whenever I would have time. What I found was that anytime I invested in it, I would see benefit come back my way. And so within 3 within my first 3 months, I earned my first car in my business. And within 6 months, so in the beginning I was working like 6 to 8 hours a week, and then within 6 months I did become a sales director. And it was then I decided to leave teaching to do Mary Kay full time. And really the first 8 months as a sales director, I probably worked about 20 to 25 hours a week, but I was doubling my private school teaching income. I was making over $44,000 a year, which is pretty good for part-time work. So full-time in Mary Kay is really part-time in corporate world. And I was loving the confidence that I was building. I was loving the woman that I was becoming. I was loving the lives that I was able to change. I was earning cars. I was having freedom. I was having flexibility. And about 11 months from starting my business, I thought, you know what? I really want to take this to the next level. Like, I heard that women were making 6 figures in this business. I thought, I'd like to make 6 figures. I mean, living in South Florida, it's very expensive. And we wanted to be able to travel 3 times a year and have our dream home and send our kids, our future children, to private schools. So I started working this like a full-time 40-hour-week job and really treated it seriously. And so once I did that, within a year from making that decision, I was making a 6-figure income. And so basically, in a nutshell, by the time I was 26, I had become the youngest $1 million sales director in Mary Kay and the youngest national in the company. And basically, that's a retirement level in Mary Kay. We have a career path where you can move as fast as you want or as slow as you want. I'll talk about that in a little bit. And like I said again, I don't tell you that to brag. I tell you that to let you know that you can come into this and upon the moment of making a decision, you can move up as fast as you want or go as slow as you want. And I think where my head was I got it at 22, and I thought, so if I could just work this, if I could just give it all my energy before I have children and build up this organization, by the time I have a family, it's going to be working for me. You know, and then some of you are thinking, well, I have kids. Well, how am I going to be able to fit in it? Oh my goodness, I've worked this business without kids and with kids. And I will tell you, it works both ways beautifully. The way I look at it is that when you don't have kids, work when you can, get it done. You have all the time in the world to build up this huge organization so that by the time they come, it's working for you. I'd become a national, and then after that, I had 3 kids within 4 years. I have an 8-year-old son, a 6-year-old son, and a 4-year-old daughter. I actually have their pictures here so you can see. These are our kids. That's Austin, he's 8. That's Mason, he's 6, and that's Addison, who's 4. These were my reasons. They weren't in front of me, but I knew that in the future, I wanted to be able to stay at home like my mom did, but I wanted to make an executive income. So basically, I became a work from home mom. Now working the business with kids, I'll tell you, it's awesome because, you know, when I'm running errands or I'm at school or I'm at church or I'm doing life, I'm meeting women with skin, right? Everyone has skin. So whether you don't have kids or you do have kids, this just works. And so, you know, I'm going to tell you a little bit more benefits in the beginning. The other thing, you know, I loved about it, and Kay was going to talk to you in a little bit about the benefits of him being able to stay at home for a year and all that fun stuff. But we have been able to have fine travel. We have not had a car payment since I was 22 years old. We're now 36. I can't believe it. You know, we feel so young. Honestly, Mary Kay has kept me young. I think when you love what you do not work a day in your life. I love what I do. I'm passionate. All my Mary Kay friends, I think they all look 10 years younger. I'm going to be honest with you, because they're happy, they're joyous, they're around women that are achieving great things. I just think it keeps you young when you're happy, and you know, money does not buy you happiness whatsoever, but it does buy you choices and options. And so by the time we were about 8 months into the business, we both came together. We were able to purchase our first townhome. By the time I was 24, we purchased a $500,000 home. And by the time I was 26, as a young national, we were able to purchase a $1.5 million home. And so, you know, I'd always dreamed of being able to live in the neighborhood of choice, to be able to send my kids to the school of choice. We are now able to send our 3 children to the private school that we both met at. We met there in high school, got married, and then went to the University of Florida together. Our dream, literally everything is within a 5-minute radius. Our church, my mom, the kids' school. So you can design your life. You truly can design your life when you own your own business. And that's what I love so much about direct sales, is that, you know, there's no glass ceiling. There's nobody telling you what to do. The sky's the limit to what you can achieve. And it's just completely changed our life. So I want KO to kind of share, you know, when I first came home to you and to tell you that I was doing this Mary Kay business, like what were your thoughts? What were your feelings? Kind of give us a guy's perspective.
Well, I'll give you guys, and there's a lot of thoughts, and when Dacia asked me to do this Google Hangout, this is the first time I've ever done it, there were a lot of thoughts and ideas and flashes that come into your mind of what I want to say and how I want to say it. So hopefully I get everything out to you guys, and hopefully you can pick it all up. But when Dacia first started, you know, we had the luxury of her starting without any kids, and we weren't married. So I really couldn't say no. At least I didn't think I had the opportunity to say, no, I don't want you doing it. I was so misinformed about Mary Kay that I didn't even know about the pink Cadillac. I mean, that's how little knowledge I had about the business. Eventually, I found out it was about makeup, obviously. And I wouldn't say that I was 100% supportive. And this is where I want to talk to the wives and to the husbands on both sides. I wasn't 100% supportive, but I wasn't 0% supportive. I was right there in the middle. And one thing Dacia's always done from the beginning in her business is she's treated it serious. And by her treating it serious, it forced our family to treat her business serious. It forced her friends to treat her business serious. It forced me to treat her business serious. And then it forced all of her customers and everyone around, everyone in the circle. She was always serious. It was never really much of a hobby. It was always, you know what, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it right. And that's kind of a saying I have now with the boys on the farm everywhere is, if we're going to do this, we might as well do it right. And we might as well give it all we have. And so Dacia has always, and that's kind of a blessing from the guy's standpoint, because when she was looking for my support, I could never tell her, well, you haven't done anything in 2 weeks, so why should I support you now? Or you haven't even spoke to me about it, or you haven't worked this business seriously. You know, it was quite the contrary. She was constantly working it to 6 to 8 hours per week. When she worked at 6 to 8, she worked at a hard 6 to 8. It wasn't
intentional.
It was intentional. It wasn't looking in the refrigerator for 20 minutes, finding what she was going to snack on, then going to the phone, calling 2 people, leaving 2 messages, and then going back to change the channel and going back. I mean, it was an intentional, it was a purposeful, it was a driven 6 to 8 hours a week. And through that, the evolution kind of worked itself into her having to work it more because the demand was there, right? All of a sudden, she needed to put more hours into her business because it was demanding more hours, and the profitability spoke for itself. It wasn't like it was much of a choice. When she said, I think that the one goal I gave her, when she said she wanted to do it full time, I said, well, I think it's fair if you make what a teacher would make, which is anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000 down here in South Florida. And I think she took that and she ran with it. We've had the opportunity to work this business with no kids for 3 years, I think, 3 or 4 years.
4 years.
For 4 years, to work it with 1 kid, to work it with 2 kids, and to work it with 3 kids. When we Dacia first started working the business, and she was first in it at 22, 23 years old, 23 years old.
22 to 26.
22 to 26. She had, everyone would say, well, you don't have kids, so you can work it so hard. And so once that kind of changed, then well, you only have 1 kid. So it's a little different. We have 2. Well, now we have 3 kids. They do baseball, they do basketball, they do football, they do soccer, they do dance, they do the ballet, they do the piano, they do everything. So working it around and trying to get the schedules right on is a task sometimes. It's tough sometimes. But how great the sacrifice that Dacia did, and then I did too, because guys, I want to talk to the guys. It is a little bit of a sacrifice in the beginning if your wife wants to take it serious. And I don't mean you're sacrificing in a negative way, but it's a positive way. It's for the future. Your wife is taking this opportunity, investing in herself and believing in herself for your future together and for your kids' future together and for possibly a better life. And so it was never an issue for me to debate, well, am I going to support Dacia today and encourage her, or am I not? I always felt like that was just kind of my job. That was my duty to support her. So husbands, I would say you don't always, the analogy I would give you is you don't always have to be the train that's pushing your wife up the hill. I'm not saying that by any means. To be the rah, rah, rah. I'm not really that rah, rah cheerleader personality kind of guy. But don't be the caboose that's pulling in the opposite direction. I mean, that's the balance I would say. Be right in the middle. Wives, force your husband to support you. Give him no other option by treating it serious, by communicating with him, by giving him his time. When it's his time, it's his time. When, you know, when it's Dacia and Mai's time, it's our time. There's not texting in between and phone calls in between and disruptions that don't ever stop.
Or at least we try. We try really hard.
At least we
are human.
At least we attempt it, yeah. But for the most part, we keep each other in line. And we've got a good relationship, an open relationship about that, to where we can always kind of work that and let each other know where the issue might be. So the open lines of communication, I think, not only true of marriage, but definitely true in the Mary Kay business, to kind of give us wives, give us an idea of what the next week may look like. If you needed a Tuesday and a Saturday morning off, and you tell us Tuesday morning, tell us for Tuesday night, and tell us Friday night for Saturday morning, that might not get the best reaction that you're looking for. Mm-hmm. So, you know, like I said, my feelings in Dacia's business were kind of to kind of do what you want to do. I guess that'd be the nicest way. Do what you want to do. Let's communicate about it. We're in marriage. I couldn't tell her no. But once she really started working the business and really started getting going, then it became an easy decision. But again, I think it starts with the wives. I think it starts with the women. It starts with your diligence in your business, your strength in your business, your commitment to your business, and your consistency in your business. As a guy, if we see that, we can't do anything but support you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. It's nice to sometimes hear a guy's perspective. And so anyway, I want to kind of share with you, so you guys are like, okay, well, this sounds all great and all, but like, you know, how do you actually make money, right? I mean, we all want to know that. It's a great company. Just a little background on Mary Kay. Mary Kay started this business in 1963 for women. She had worked in the corporate world, never got paid what she was worth, and so she wanted to come up with the perfect utopia business for women where they could stay at home and still make a corporate income. And so her son gave her his last $5,000 of savings to start her business, and she wasn't a spring chicken by any means. You know, she had everything against her, but she had a dream in her heart. And so we're based in Dallas, Texas. We're privately owned, completely debt-free. We are also international. All of our products are non-comedogenic, fragrance-free. We do not test on animals. We have 100% buyback guarantee. We have incredible scientists, and we spend millions on, what's the word I want to say? Research on our product before it even goes out. They test it like 500,000 times before a product is even advertised or given to the consultant to sell. And so it's not like you're selling something that is not an excellent product. It's all dermatologists tested. It's incredible. And another thing I saw was, if I'm going to invest time in a company, it's going to be with a company that has legacy, that has that has a lifeline. By the time I got in, it was 40 years old. I thought, must be pretty good if it's around for 40 years. Now we're way over 50 years old. And so that you can't buy legacy. You can't buy 50 years. And so the other thing I looked at, I'm an old soul. When I looked at women in their 60s that were doing this business, and I saw the nationals that didn't want to retire at 65, or the women just looking so good at 50 and 60, I thought, I want to be part of that company. They're happy. They don't want to retire. Most people in corporate world know the exact year, day, how many hours it is until they're going to retire. And Mary Kay, we're like, no, please give us 10 more years. Like, we love it. And everyone is excited. The other thing that attracted me was the philosophy. It's your faith first, your family second, your career third. We also work by the golden rule, which is truly unheard of nowadays. So what are the other benefits? Well, first of all, the money. That's first of all what attracts most of us, is just making extra income. And so we make 50% on everything we sell. It's real simple. So simple marketing plan. I'm a very simple person. Anything I understand I want to do, I understood it was 50%. Buy for $1, sell for $2. If you sell $500, that's $225 in your pocket. $225 you reinvest back into more. When the economy's down, women turn to 3 things, and that is tobacco, alcohol, and cosmetics. Think about a time you were depressed in your life. You might have gone up to get a lip gloss, a mascara, or foundation, or had a glass of wine, or hopefully didn't smoke a cigarette. But I'm just saying, not to be funny, that's honestly what people turn to. And so when you're going to invest your time or your life in a business, you want to go with something that is timeless, that you can do in your 20s, 30s, 50s, 60s, 70s, in a retirement home. Literally, everyone needs skincare, color, moisturizer. It makes you feel good. And so it's a product that's consumable. It's washing down the drain, morning and night. So in my mind, I thought, even if I don't do this on a big level, even if I just built 50 new customers a year, in 10 years, I'm gonna have 500 clients. And if I have 500 clients ordering anywhere from $40 to $200 every other month, that's gonna be a nice little chunk of change, you know, and all the relationships I'm building. Even today, I was sitting there, I was working on the computer in my workout clothes, by the way, because we can work how we want. And my best customer, Miss Carrie Chappie, who I've had since 2001, calls me and she goes, hey, are you home? What are you doing? I'm like, well, I'm actually in my workout clothes. She's like, me too, can I come on over? So I just thought we were chatting. She was over for 15 minutes, about $550. $550. That was $225 made in 15 minutes. Now, I don't care about the money. I cared about sitting right there with Carrie Chappie, who I've had a relationship with since I was 22. I asked her how her daughter's wedding was, how life is going, how her son is. It is about building relationships. And so you guys, that's just one customer. That's just to give you an example. So the income is incredible. I would say most people come in to work the business 2 to 4 hours or 6 to 8 hours. The average consultant, just to give you a roundabout figure, would probably make an extra maybe $5,000 to $10,000 an extra a year if they were just doing super part-time. Like I said, maybe one party a week, you know, 2 to 4 hours, 6 to 8 hours, probably an extra $5,000 to $10,000 extra. Okay, the average income of an independent sales director is, when you join the top 2% of this company, most average incomes of a sales director is anywhere from $2,000 to $20,000 a month, depending on how large their customer base and unit size is. And most independent national sales directors, which is what I am, which is basically a retirement level, most average make anywhere from $10,000 up to $100,000 a month, give or take on how much time they put in and how large the organization is. So I just think it's smart to be part of a business that, you know, the sky's the limit to what you're gonna do. You know, you can put as much time into it or as little time as you want. Like I said, the first 4 years, I put in a lot more time. Then I became a national, and then I had 3 babies within 4 years. And I probably cut my time from 40 to 20 to 25 hours. But my income pretty much stayed the same because of the strong organization that I built. The other thing that attracts women to Mary Kay is our recognition. You know, it doesn't matter what age you are, women love to be recognized. They love to be praised for what we do. And we actually have weekly meetings that you don't have to go to, but they're really fun and they're encouraging and positive, and you get praised for what you do and encouraged. And we have prizes. We have these awesome, awesome prizes that you start off earning as an independent beauty consultant. We have these awesome, like every quarter, you get to look at prizes like every 90 days and be like, ooh, I want that purse, or I want that sound system, or I want, you know, whatever it is. And so, you know, every woman wants to be praised and recognized for what they do. And so, you know, I've earned luggage sets, Michael Kors bags, sunglasses, you know, you name it. And, you know, it's just so much fun just to be recognized for what you do. And so many times we work for companies and sometimes they overlook what we do. And as women, I think we give our 100%, whether we're getting paid for it or not, you know? So all the prizes. And then as you become a top director, you can earn diamonds. Like, you know, here's some diamonds that I've earned 2 different years. I mean, really, like, diamonds, fun. You could buy me them, but it's nice to be.
It's better for the company.
It's better. Yeah, it's fun when you work hard and you get to choose a fun thing. Also, the trips, which he's going to talk about in a little bit, but we've earned trips all over the world. I can't even like tell you how many trips that we've been to. San Francisco, Maui, Hawaii 3 times. We've been to Germany, Italy, Russia, China, Australia. Was pregnant, couldn't go. I'm missing things. Canada. We just came back from London. Oh, we've been to London twice. Where else am I missing?
London. We've been to Austria.
Yeah.
We've been to Belgium.
Yeah.
We've been to Copenhagen. We've been to Ireland, Scotland.
Yeah. We've been on so many trips.
Yeah.
And again, you know, many people save for years, maybe 5-10 years, to be able to go to Europe once in their lifetime. Every single year, we go on a second honeymoon, literally for 1 week. For 1 week. It is incredible. All we have to do is buy our clothes. We show up, they pay for tips, they pay for food, they pay for excursions, they have gifts for us. We're in luxurious hotels, always 5-star. It is literally like pinching yourself. It never gets old. I'm so grateful that I worked intensely for, really, it was 2 years I worked hard, and then we started earning trips. And so it's like, people work for 20, 30 years and they never get anything like that. And so it's so incredible. Also, the self-confidence, you know, that's another thing that attracts women. You know I look confident now, but you guys, if we could go back to when I was 22, my husband would shake his head. I was so shy. I didn't like speaking in front of anybody. I was so timid. I had all these gifts and talents inside of me that I never spoke out or talked about because I was too afraid about what people thought. And so I had a singing voice. I never tried out for the solo. I was a cheerleader, never tried out to be the captain. You know, I had these leadership abilities that were hidden within me, and Mary Kay really helped bring that out. And as I started having success and started helping other women have success, my confidence grew, then their confidence grew. And you guys, you know, when mom is confident, your kids are confident. Confident mom breeds confident kids. You know, they're like, I see them encouraging each other, saying, you know, you did such a good job, or, you know, you can do it. They see, you know, me strive for a goal, fall down, get back up. They see my husband do the same thing. And so it's just really important. It builds great self-confidence. The cars, you guys, since I was 22, I have not had a car payment. That's huge. The first car is a white Chevy Cruze. You can't really see it that well. You get a white or red Chevy Cruze, or you get $375 cash a month if you take the car to pay for 85% of your insurance. The next car is a director level. You can either get the black Chevy Equinox or the black Chevy Camry, or $500 cash. And again, 85% of your insurance is paid for. And then of course we've got our prestigious Cadillac, which you get the pearlized pink SRX, or $900 cash. And then as a national, which is the top of the company, since I was 26, I've driven a pearlized pink hybrid Escalade on 22s. It is super cool. So every 2 years, you just turn in your car and you get a new one. So by the time that car smell goes out, it goes bad, you're getting another one. It's just so incredible just to be able to earn a car and cut out that car payment. I mean, if we even added up how much that would be, it would be well over $100,000.
Sure.
And the other thing is the advancement that you can have in Mary Kay. You can move as fast as you want or as slow as you want. If you just want to build a customer base, you can. You could do very well, making an income of anywhere from $5,000 to $60,000 a year just in building customers. You can do the leadership route. We have a sales path and we have a leadership route. So I decided to do sales and leadership because leadership was so much fun. I wasn't working by myself. I was taking other people with me. And so by doing my facials and parties, I would meet women that wanted to change their lives and did what I did. And so I would probably have one new team member from every party. And so as I was building customers and sharing the product and walking out with great sales, you know, my average party is normally $300 to $1,000 and we make half. I would have one new team member. And then my goal was to help her and show her how to succeed. And the only reason that women make high paychecks is that they're helping other women change their lives. If the more women I help succeed, the more I succeed as a person. And I think as women, we help anyway, whether we're getting paid for it or not. We're just like that. Think about that. If you do a job, you give your 100%. I believe that Mary Kay is a business for the highly motivated. It's for those that love people and the highly motivated. And you will get compensated for loving people and being highly motivated and transferring that skill. And so the advancement, you can go as fast as you want or as slow as you want. And like I said, there is a position of national sales director, which is retirement. So by the time I was 26, I became a national. And what that means is that when you turn 65 as a national, they take your last 5 years, they take your top 3 out of your last 5 years, and they give 60% of that to you and your family for the next 15 years. And so y'all, I never thought I would be a national. To tell you where my confidence was, when I came in, I was like, oh, if I ever get to national by the time I'm 65, that'd be good. Because right now I just want $300 and a car. That would be awesome if I could ever just earn a car. And then 3 short months later, I'd earned a car. And so, you know, you surprise yourself along the way. And last but not least is just being your own boss and having that flexibility. There is nothing like you controlling your schedule. If my kids are sick, I don't have to talk to anybody. I can stay at home. And my husband says, hey, we're going out of town next week. Great, awesome. You know, I work when I want. Like right now, the kids are in camp from 9 to 3, which another reason I'm thankful for Mary Kay. Camps are expensive. Oh my goodness. Doing football, baseball, regular camp, dance, it's expensive. So from 9 to 3, I work my business and then I pick them up and then I'm completely able to be with them. But however, next week we're going on a vacation. We're going on like 2 or 3 vacations this summer. Just being able to not have to talk to anybody and just do what we want to do. It's absolutely incredible. And so the flexibility is incredible. And so KO, I would love for him to share kind of the benefits that he's seen. Obviously, I've shared a lot, but I would love for him to share from your perspective.
I mean, one of greatest things that Dacia touched on the trips, but one of the greatest things that the trips has done is allowed me to connect with a lot of the husbands that ordinarily I would have never known. We all have so much in common, and so the friends and the friendships that we've developed over the years have been some of my best buddies here that I've made. I mean, I've got my college buddies. You have different groups of buddies: your high school buddies, your college buddies, and now your professional friends. And so all across the country, we've got friends everywhere up in the Georgias, into the Baltimore area, into the Carolinas, all the way across into Washington and California. And now with group text and fantasy football, it's an easy way for us to stay together and stay connected. So I look forward to the trips. I mean, I really do. It doesn't matter where we are. We've been all over the world. We really have, China being the furthest. Doesn't matter where we are, what trip we're on, what excursion we're on, whether we're on a Great Wall, whether we're in Ephesus, whether we are in one of the great castles, we have a great time because of the people we're with. I mean, I think that's been number one. We have an amazing time together, no matter where we are. We've done, we did our first annual pub crawl this past year with some of the guys in London. That's one of the things London is known for. And it was great. It was a lot of fun. Everyone had a good time. We just kind of went from place to place and did a little bit of shopping. And you know, you can't beat it. You can't beat it with the friends. We've had, we always have had some amazing entertainment. The Vienna Sports Choir, we've been to all the different plays. We've had the Great Wall of China shut down and had our own like theater play outdoors there where they sell all the Chotsky stuff and all that. Totally shut down. It was just for Mary Kay. So Mary Kay goes above and beyond at the top level, but also on the entry level, at the consultant level. Another thing that is amazing about the business is the flexibility. When I was working mortgages back from 02, fresh out of college, through 07, when obviously everyone knows that the real estate bubble burst, I guess you could say. Dacia's business, the Mary Kay business, gave me the opportunity to come home and to really try to see and spend some time into what I wanted to do. Now, during that time, I tried to assist her a little bit. Our personalities don't work out very well, so that didn't go very well. I played a lot of golf. I got really good at golf. I fished a lot. And in the interim, I had spoke with Dacia's dad, who the farm has been her family's business for 40 years. Never once did I ever think that it would be something that appealed to me, although I love being outdoors. But we spoke during the time. So I was actually off for 8 months from mortgages and did not bring home any money during that time. And through Dacia's business and through some saving, we really wrote it out pretty smoothly until I did enter the farming business, and ever since then, for the last 9 years or 8 years, that's what we've been doing. Another perk, obviously, is the income potential. I mean, I'd be lying to you if I said that wasn't a huge plus and a huge level of interest for guys. But it's not that guys love money or we got to have it, or no, it's that it's a security. It's a security thing, but it's also something when your wife attains a level of success. And I think as guys, you got to be confident in yourself. You got to be a little bit confident and with yourself and inside of you. But when your wife attains a level of success, and you can sit back and you can look at her on stage, and you can look at her accomplishments and look at people applauding her and talking about her and really dwelling in her success. I mean, I think that's something that everyone's proud of, and that is what a relationship and what a strong marriage is all about. Jumping off a little bit on from the perks now, I think, speaking to the women now, you guys, whether you work for a doctor's office or whether you work for an attorney or whether you work as a teacher or whether you work at a fast food store or whether you work at a large Morgan Stanley, Chase, a bank, whatever it is, you are working for someone else. I mean, that's just the facts. You are working for someone else. Based on your level of success at your position determines the success of someone else's position above you. A lot of times, depending on how good you perform, depends on someone else's promotion, right? I mean, it's not necessarily a correlation between how well you do when you get that automatic promotion. A lot of times, you make your boss look a lot better than they are, but they get the promotion. And so what I would challenge you guys to do is to invest in yourself. Sometimes your boss believes more in you than you believe in yourself. And that's something that stuck with me a long time ago when I was playing baseball. I played here at Westminster Christian. Alex Rodriguez, big baseball player. We played at that high school. And in 10th grade, the coach came out to me when I wasn't pitching very well. I was on varsity, and one of the first things he told me was, I believe more in you than you believe in yourself. He didn't say it quite that calm, but he did say it to me. And I got the message really quick that if I'm going to be good in anything, right? If you're going to do something, you might as well do it great. You might as well do it well. If I'm going to do anything and I'm going to believe in myself, right? You have to believe in yourself. And so a lot of times we have other people that believe in ourselves and in you more than you believe in yourself. So I would challenge all of the women who are even considering this opportunity. There is no better opportunity for a woman to have the opportunity that Dacia's been given, that all the nationals have been given, all the consultants have been given, to work with friends, to work with girls, to be praised, to be recognized, to have girl time, to be motivated, to have the ability to earn a strong amount of income, to go on trips, to get prizes, to work with cosmetics, to work with skincare, to work with the lipsticks and the foundations. I mean, I don't think that if a woman were to write down what she was looking for in a business, I don't think that you'd come up with a more perfect business. To work it when you want, to be able to drop off your kids at 8 in the morning for school and to pick them up at 3 in the afternoon. Now, not always making dinner for your husband. That's okay. We can sometimes do it ourselves too. But when you really write it out, and I challenge you guys to write it out, is working for someone bad? Absolutely not. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But is giving yourself an opportunity for a stronger future wrong? Absolutely not either. I think they both can work hand in hand and allow the decision to be made for you one way or the other. But again, if you're going to do it, you might as well do it right. So give yourself a fair opportunity and give your husband every single opportunity. Like I had no choice but to be there for Dacia and to push her and to say, yeah, you know, let's go ahead, let's do this. Decisions are easier when commitment is stronger. You know, you guys' decisions, the husband's decision to support you is going to be made easier when your commitment is stronger. If you have a weak commitment, we're going to have a weak deal as far as wanting to support you fully. But if you're strong, we'll be strong too.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. I love hearing your perspective and what you see. And I really was driven to make him proud of, proud of me. I mean, we all want our husbands to be proud of us, but we've got to give them something to be proud of. And so, whatever you do, you're going to give it your 100%. And when you do that, and he sees that increase over time, he's going to support you. So, okay. So first of all, how much is it to get started? Well, first of all, it is a $100 decision. It is a $100 decision. You get this awesome starter kit with actually, this is wrong. It's actually $422 of product. You get all your full size skincare. You get this gorgeous bag, all your training tools, all your foundations, 2 sets of the Miracle Sets mirrors, everything to work your business. And I don't know about you, but I'm a sales shopper. So the first time I heard this, I'm like, wait a second. If I'm going to get a full Miracle Set for like around $100, why wouldn't I get an opportunity to change my life? And the best part about it, you guys, you have a full year with a 90% buyback. So the whole thought process is you'll either have better skin, make friends, okay, make a little more money than you ever had before, or you lose a whopping $10 and you say you tried. I mean, there's nothing to lose. We spent $100 at Target, for sure $100 at Target. We spend $100 at the grocery store, online. We don't even think about it. And this is something that can truly change your life. And the summertime's a great time to start because you guys can start really getting to know the business and understanding it. So by the time the fall hits, you're really knowing what you're going to do. I mean, since Christmas of 2001, I paid for all our Christmas gifts in cash because of the Mary Kay business. I mean, it's crazy. Now, some of you are thinking, okay, and one other thing, your consultant invited you on tonight. She's gonna send you an electronic agreement right now so that you can just fill that out. And the greatest part about it, you guys, is we have training. We have training online like this. We have training at training centers or a hotel. I wouldn't be here without the help of my sister directors and nationals. I went to a meeting once a week and I learned how to become excellent in this business. This didn't happen overnight. It's like joining Weight Watchers and not going to the meeting. It's like starting your college education and not going to your class and passing the course. Obviously, I was successful because I made a decision. My daughter's speaking right up here. You want to say hi to the camera? Okay, in a second. Come talk. Come say hi. This is my daughter who's up. Wait. You have to come and say hi. Yes, this is Addison. She's 4. Okay, you're gonna just go sit over there. Is that okay? Okay. Okay, so what was I saying? So basically, it's a $100 decision. You have a 90% buyback for a year. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Now, some of you are thinking, I don't have time. I'm working full time. I'm going to school. I have 3 kids. I know. I've heard it all. What I can tell you, what I found is when I'm busy is when I'm getting so much more done. You know, isn't it true that if you know you've got a full month to pack, you don't pack all month. When do you pack? The night before or 2 hours before? You know, women, we do better when we fit more in. You know, it's when we are going to school, running errands, taking our kids to baseball practice. That's where we're seeing people with skin. And so it's better when you're busy. And we teach you how to work this. This is a proven business that works. We coach, we mentor you, we show you how it works. Mary Kay has some of the best education and training out there. Some of you might be saying, well, I'm shy, I'm not the sales type. We don't want the sales type. If you push someone to do this, they're not gonna wanna do it. You know, you should see all the women in our area. We have like 3,000 women in our area. We've got short, we've got tall, we've got loud, we've got outgoing, we've got shy, we've got black, we've got white, we've got Spanish, we've got everything. You know, it takes all types. Everybody's attracted to different people for different reasons, okay? And you know what? If you don't have the $100, let me just be clear. Aren't you so sick and tired of not having $100? I was sick and tired of $100 being an issue. And it takes money to make something, right? When you go back to school or you go back to do your master's or you get a higher education, you invest in yourself. It's the same with a business. Anytime someone opens up the doors to their business, they have to invest. So you have to invest to receive. Mary Kay was one of the smallest investments smartest investments that I could have ever invested in. I invested in a $100 business, which has made me over $3 million in commissions. And my first love check, I remember, was $44. And my highest love check in a month has been over $60,000 in 1 month. And again, I'm not saying this to brag. I'm saying this to let you know the possibilities of what's out there and what can happen when you take your business seriously. But you know the other thing, more is more. Even if it is just an extra $100, $200, $300, $500 a month, what can that do for you? Maybe some extra gas to pay off some extra debt, or pay for maybe that cruise that you want to take the family on in August, or whatever it might be. You know, everybody has dreams, everybody has goals. And so, you know, we would love to have you part of Mary Kay. We'd love to have you part of the Mary Kay family. Like I said, all you have to do is just make a decision. Your consultant's going to send you an electronic agreement through the email. You just fill it out. It's a $100 decision with sales and shipping. You can start tomorrow. You're going to have training right away, like I said, and your director is going to hold your hand and mentor and coach you to the top. And so, oh, and the other thing, please fill out the survey, because once you fill out the survey, you're going to go into a drawing for that professional brush set. And again, we want to give credit to those consultants because a lot of them had a goal to do a certain amount of surveys per month. So again, we appreciate you. We hope that you feel a little bit more informed, and I just give it a chance. You guys, you'll never know unless you give it a chance. You'll be surprised at what you're made of, truly and surely. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you guys. Enjoy your night.